Today, I got Kane right here.
Yo!
Kane's a Chicago Fast Man too. Helped out on a lot of projects. So we're just getting everything set up here. Let me check online. I don't got a lot of help. I don't got a lot of help in the studio today, so I just want to talk to you guys about some Chicago fabrication project that's been going on, and want to make sure we're live running.
Yeah, not too many people readily available at 9 p.m. on a Monday.
So Kane, introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about yourself.
So yeah, I'm Kate Newman. I wound up moving up here from Southeast Iowa about 5 years ago. Went down various paths, ended up here about 2 months ago. And then I wound up joining on right during the bar
We don't
build.
got no audio.
SOS.
Just stop talking. We ain't got no audio. Let's talk.
Um,
Oh, there it
to
is.
make ramen
So I have my
noodles-
phone hooked up. We're good.
Oh, we
got it.
good?
I'm sorry, I had my phone hooked up and it cuts out the audio. All right, we're good now. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I'm the one. Like I said, I'm running the sticks here. So we want to talk to you about some Chicago fabrications projects. So one of the first ones that we got here, I want to go down the line on. We're going to start with the Live Golf. I know all you Standish folks. I see you guys out at parties. I see you guys out there, and you guys are all asking, "Hey, what about this Live Golf project? You know, where'd you get it from? Who's it out of?" So here's a story to tell, and I'm going to bring it up here in my photo. So right here, if you see this one, this was a Live Golf project. And Kane, if you want to, you can add in here over the audio. But this here, my Uncle Tom, give a shout out Uncle Tommy. He helped me out here. This one was a lot of radius bends and a lot of ply. And this was Chicago Live Golf Arch. Kane, you helped out quite a bit on this. What do you got? What do you got to add in on this project?
So I wound up showing up towards the end of the project, kind of still while I was over there at Standish Milling. I was showing up on a couple weekends. I remember one of my first days here, we were lining up the top of the archway that drops in.
That piece right there.
That piece right there, we were putting some 2x2s in each corner. That way it could drop down perfectly onto the pillar.
Yeah.
And that was, part of the learning experience in the beginning. No previous knowledge of fabrication work. This has pretty much been my boot camp. That Live Golf stuff, the archway to the bar to the chipping station, all have been learning and now getting to this point where I'm taking on solo projects, but we'll get there down the road.
Kane, let's talk about the install on installing this.
The archway?
Yeah, on the archway. Let's talk about not the archway. I'm sorry, I got moved around. I got moved to the bar. I guess you weren't on the install. The install was my Chicago team on the archway. You came out for the bar because no one could really make it out to help. No one could really make it out to help me. I had to come back to Standish from Chicago just to pick that bar up because what happened, Kane? What were you talked out of on that one?
So I had a couple people. Well, the thing is, it's a solid. Well, it was made out of 6x6 beams, and that was about 15 feet tall, 13 feet wide. We had obviously some support beams in there, but each beam was soaked. So I want to say each kind of side of it.
Right there, I got it brought up.
Each beam had to have weighed at least 50 pounds.
No, like 150, man. Some of those were wet. They weren't dried out. It was tough.
6-footers.
And then to fit them in there,
Oh, yeah. Easier going up than coming down. Well, I actually think it was easier going down. Putting it up, the install in Indianapolis.
That's the roof. He made the roof too. Gotti was with us. I bitched at him like, dude, get up there and put the roof on.
We were getting it figured out. I mean, we do the hard stuff. We were able to improvise, adapt, and overcome we were setting up on the most uneven grass. Like, there was not an inch of level surface, and that screwed us over towards the end when we were trying to make the front of the bar look really nice.
Yeah. Remember flipping it? Remember that?
Dude, Tanner's idea with the chain and the fork truck was brilliant.
Shout out Stanley Milling, give us a forklift to do that. Yeah, we had to support the side structures. The forklift felt right underneath it. Yeah, that was a toughie. Let's fast forward. Let's follow that. This is what we're gonna talk about too. We're gonna talk about this one coming up. We're gonna talk about this job. Wow, I'm looking through these guys.
That was mostly. I think you did about 99% of that. I think
I'm kind of going through my camera roll here. So let's look at this one here. I was driving around on. I never drove one of these in my life. They're like, can you drive those? I'm like, yeah. Anything to speed the job up, right?
Same thing as a forklift.
So I hop in there. Yeah, it was. But then you had the side pivot, the tilt. There was a bunch of new controls. And I didn't want to rough the grass up or anything or damage that. But we did it. It was, see, you can move out on those. There's so many different controls.
I'm pretty sure there was a point at which where each of us had one of those forklifts and each of us had a golf cart and we were just doing our thing there. Like
yeah,
we were
we'll get to
taking
that.
over.
I got some good video of you and I going into the golf course. Let me dig here. Do the final. The final stay there. See, they wrap it, guys. We just build it we just get it primered. We get it white. We build the structure, and then they come through and wrap it. Here we had some on level ground too, so we had to strap and pull it back. It was tough. I was talking about it. We had the chain hooked up, so you always got to bring straps and chains. I got that toothpick from some dude on the job. He pulled out a bunch of cinnamon toothpicks, and I was like, man, I got those in the Marines out in Thailand, the same box, and he gave me one. That's Jake right there. So Jake, he's out of the UK. This job's all hired out of the UK, paid through Dubai, the United Emirates. We worked out of. So the Saudis was a big part of this. So anyone knows about Lifgah.
That was a huge event, being able to see all those people over there. I mean, me and Luke had a front row seat to. Well, we had to do that trip in two parts. We wound up bringing the bar down, and then we came back up for a week, built the chipping station, and then doubled right back down.
Yeah, here's the bar right here.
Yeah, I know we got to have some good pictures of that thing completely built. Oh, we even got...
So that was... If you guys look at the on-level ground, there was a lot of structure going on the other side of us. Those guys were building structures too, different ways. Here's Kane. Kane, tell him what me and you were talking about right here. I was going, Kane, do you remember how this goes together? Because you were the guy to take them apart. Like, oh, yeah.
Well, you live and you learn, right? I thought you threw about 1,000 things. That project was boot camp, right? I was trying to take on about 1,000 things at once, and we were able to figure it out towards the end.
If I was to do that again, Kane, we would have built a floor. And our designer told Cam out of, we actually got a guy hired who designs everything for us right out of Germany. And Cam told us to put a floor on that. And I was like, well, they told us not to put a floor because it's going on pretty straight ground. Well, we had about a 16-inch elevation change in 3 different directions. It was miserable. But we got it done. We got everything working. Had to hide a couple imperfections here or there. But we made it work, didn't we?
I mean, you can see the project right there. It was up and looking
There's
almost
Gotti,
perfect.
dude. Pink shoe Gotti, dude. Just pissed right off. I was yelling that day, wasn't I?
Yeah, well, when you put some 19-year-old with no previous experience on the chain,
So what's this
it
build
happens
right
on
here?
them big jobs.
So this was the start to, had my dad's tractor. This was the start to the other build for the pitching. Talk about that one.
The chipping station?
Yeah.
That one, that was when I came on. That was one of the first projects I was there from start to finish.
Well, this one I could add in. I built like a skate ramp. Thank God for high school teaching me how to build that. That's 3 projects I had to resort to that, hiding the truss inside the wood to keep the flat texture and the bends going around. What's your take on that? Did you learn that? When did you learn
Most of
something?
the frame was up by you and Luke because I remember I was off for a day. But then after that frame got up, we actually had really good building plans from that Russian. And we were able to get all the walls up. That ramp was genius.
Yeah, man. Well, that was, I can't wait to get into actually see. We built this right here in the shop, then we tear it all
We built
apart.
it like halfway though.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to put all the flooring on, most of the walling on there. That way, because we just ran into the problem where we were on unlevel ground, and if we had to cover up a couple problems and make it flush with the ground and cut a little arch into the wood, cheap
there it is.
What happened?
That's kind of what we designed in different sections, broke it down in components. We're like, all right, we got the A pieces, the B piece, C, and so forth. We added in Erica. She's our designer at Chicago Fab. My assist, she pretty much does whatever we need. She's great. She made this up overnight. Shout out to Erica for always pulling it through. I yell a lot, but she pulled through on that. What do you think, Kane?
That one I can definitely throw a dog a bone on. That one went very perfect. I don't think we had one we had no issues on.
And then boom.
Ooh.
Man, when they wrap it, doesn't it set off? They got the kid zone. By this time, this was about a week after we came back, they had it all wrapped up. Let me see if I can't find any more. Yeah, so a week after we came back, they had it all wrapped up. A little water damage to the top. I come to find out they ripped the whole top apart and like tried to, I don't know what they did. But like it was a big team. It was all team working on everything, so.
I mean, that's how it works over here. There's never really a one-man operation anywhere you go. It's about 3-4 people who really know what they're doing in the beginning.
Isn't it, man? Yeah, yeah, and then at the end, everyone starts to catch on. Shout out Live Golf, baby.
Dude, that golf ball actually turned out really well.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, wasn't it?
What was that made out of?
Let's go to these ones.
Oh.
And then the Chicago Live Golf, baby. That thing turned out sexy. We still got that at the warehouse. Anyone wants to rent it from us or buy it from us. Looks just like that. That's my favorite piece that we made out of that.
I think that one will have some seams because we did wind up cutting the wrapping on it.
Yeah. Here we do a little walkthrough right here. Oh, this is back to the chipping. You and Luke did this one. I was working with the big dogs this whole time. You guys, I'd come down and check on you guys. You guys were just having a good old time. You made friends with the guys working actually. Tell the little story about on the hats and the stuff right there, that concessions right there in the view back there you came buddies with.
Are you going to bring up the chips?
Yeah, I'm going to bring up the chips. Yeah, dude.
So,
talk about the chips, dude.
So, well, we'll start with the hat thing. So, I didn't know how deep and sentimental of a connection Tyler had to hats. It's like the people in Michigan having that attachment to their truck. It's that love bond you can't take away. And I didn't know this at the time. So, me and Luke are in the middle of this build. We had the owner of the merchandise store walk over to us, and we were figuring this out as time goes on. But he needs this little frame built out of 2x4s, nothing special. And he said that he'd pay us in hats. That didn't think anything too much of it. It's some wood, a little bit of time. We get a couple hats. Hell yeah. So we build it. We hand it on over to the merchandise guy. We get our hats. And Tyler comes rolling up. He's like, where'd you get those? He sees them laying on the...
yeah, man, you think you'd get me a hat or something. You got brand new Live Golf hats. What did I get?
You got your Live Golf hat, did you not?
Yeah, I had to get my... Here, look at you over here. Oh, you didn't have it yet there. Hold on, I'm trying to find a picture where...
Last day I went in there and told that guy Luke's worth $80 an hour, and he's like, are you lying to me? I said, fuck no. And I got your ass a hat.
You got me a hat, dude. That guy did not want to deal with us, man. Look at all the people that were there. I'm sitting there, all the people putting right up there. There you are with your hat right there, walking past that
There's
nice
Luke with his.
Luke, you and Luke both have, look at nice hats just walking in there. Oh, I was hatless, but not for long. We went
you had
and
a
got one.
hat. You were not walking around Chrome Dome that whole time. All right, you had a hat and then you swapped it. You actually bought a hat plus got a free hat. Walk out of there with 2 hats.
Let's shift gears. Let's shift right to this one. Oh my goodness. Tell me about this job, Kane.
So, if you want to talk about wrenches being thrown at you, start to finish. I mean, luckily our welder is precise in every manner. I don't think we had any problems. Maybe like a 1/16 of an inch difference, but it was straight anywhere you went. So we got the frame, and then from there, Tyler was still working down there at the mill, so I was pretty much head honcho of this project.
You were, dude. You led this one, and you had all the responsibility of getting all that pink linered and cut.
So my first problem was getting the acrylic. Well, we got the acrylic, that showed up, and then we made it on over to Pioneer Precision.
That acrylic.
I
Double layered, pink, perfect, have to be cut. All plasma cut, or not plasma cut, water jet. And we come to find out we didn't even need it. We can cut it right here in the shop, can't we, Kane?
Oh yeah, skill saw. We could have saved a lot of money, but we
even went and got the TV for them. You know, those small little additions, adding on, just doing the nice things. It just, you know, you did build a nice transfer box. I'll give you that, even though you countersunk the screws so damn deep.
Get over it.
Yeah.
But when I got
Right here
the frame and I was trying to measure the acrylic, Erica wound up sending over the wrong measurements. Her measurements completely contradicted all of mine, and I didn't have time to go back there and double check all of my, well, triple check, because before I go to Pioneer, I got to make sure all my measurements are right. And I'm looking at the sheet Erica has, nothing is matching up with mine because I had to substitute a 1/16 of an inch, a 1/4 of an inch. We didn't have any 118-inch long pieces. We had to use 8-footers. So I also had to split pieces into thirds. But luckily, I triple check anything you measure. That wound up perfect. But then the next wrench thrown at us was taking it on over to Design Co. Shout out them. They always do great work. But the vinyl that we wound up getting shipped got mixed up. Apparently, so I'm not too educated on vinyl, but you told me to fucking
I'm joking. I put that other screen up, dude, on this one so we can go right into, oh, that's my Chicago warehouse right in the back gate. I was wanting to go into I wanted to talk about installing this, what you didn't have to go through, and getting this downtown Chicago where all these Penske trucks, and no one helped me. There's the guy from Australia that was running the show. And I tried to operate that forklift. They wouldn't let me on there, and I sat there for 4 hours. And then I had to watch these 10 union people confused as hell to get it a square to the hole, to get it in that elevator. And I was just sitting there, and we got into a fight. We told each other to fuck off. It was pretty crazy. It really was. And then I finally got back, and then I got to get this trailer down this alley and put in there. It was pretty fucking hard.
Well,
Anyways.
be pissed off at Erica for that, for keep making it bigger, longer, not fitting through doorways.
Yeah, I talk about people not thinking about fitting things through a doorway. Let's lead into this project that does fit through a doorway. Let's talk about how you to change that again. This is my Chicago location, guys. I've stored my shops and stuff here before the projects, do a lot of finish work. But yeah, this one had no big doorway to go through. I made it. They loved it.
Butchered that fucking project.
Yeah, I had to redo that one 2 times.
Well, it wasn't like a complete redo.
There's that one all set up nice.
All of the sheeting on it had to be redone, extended out a foot.
Oh, then we didn't get this one. We were supposed to build these bunny ears, but their budget was just too low. We couldn't do it, even though we had it figured out how to do it, but their budget wasn't there. So, where are we at here?
You tell me.
Right here we're at, I wanted to show where, right here, this is the place I dropped that off at. Check this out. So we get to work at some cool light studios. This was a filming studio. They had me put it right on the white floor. I mean, everything you touch, they had to paint everything over and over again. Pretty big operation. It's cool to be a part of. You weren't on that one, Kane, were you?
Yeah, no, I use Zen cans to cover up the Ethernet port, so nothing got dirty.
On the way out of this one, they hired these 4 moving guys, 4 men in a truck to come and help. They had 4 guys struggle. Like, keep in mind, guys, I did this shit by myself with a union team, and they seen how bad we struggled. They hired a 4-man team to come back. So, let's go into... Did we skip over I'm sorry. Oh, here's a fun one. Mixing that epoxy.
Yeah.
So this is the lead up to the epoxy table job, mixing that epoxy. Hey guys, what's up? If you're just tuning in, I'm Tyler with Chicago Fabrications. We're at the Whatever Blows Your Hair Back studio using the podcast marketing platform. Here we are. We're just talking about all the cool projects we did out of Chicago, actually out of Standish. So all these projects we built right here in Standish. I'm here with Kane discussing the obstacles that we overcame to these projects. Maybe some of you guys are wondering how we get them to where they are and so forth. So if you got any questions, drop them in the DMs below, and I'll get back to you as soon as we can, and we'll try to answer that. But we got a couple more projects. As you know, a lot of our projects are from the UK, overseas. Ireland was one of them. Dubai was one of them. And Germany. And then we also done some in Africa. So Australia. So these just keep coming in. We're doing the right marketing. We're getting the right job. So it's exciting what's coming through. We just got some more today. And the one we're doing right now, we're going to talk about a little bit, Colgate. So bear with us. We got Kane over there running it, and I'm back here on the stick. So let Kane run his mouth a little bit, but while I get you guys some projects on deck. That's you.
What do you want me to talk about now? I mean, I can keep talking about.
Well, you're the one who said we didn't need a plan.
Well, I thought I was going to keep going on the acrylic and be able to I thought we were going to go.
Well, no, we got a lot of projects to talk about. I want to go back and talk about that concert, but I blew past all that content. Let me go back. Here it is. The purse one. This one.
Yeah.
So we loaded that up in Pinnconing. Justin Gorski passed me a guy off. We actually had to unload this before we even hooked that one up. So that wasn't the right video. That was just us moving it. And then here we go. Oh, man, bear with me, guys. Yeah, here we are. We're getting it here right here. Here we go. So this was kind of cool because I got to go to this concert. This is the Lollapalooza. We did this for the Flower of Love. She contacted me. She was from the UK too. I can't remember what part. So it was no, she was from London. I'm sorry, yeah, she's from London. Flower of Love. I get right here backstage with her. Had this pass, so you can see our prop right there. She's singing out of it. So you got tens of thousands of people out there. I was in the far backstage just watching it, and I could walk through the middle here. Full backstage passage, great meals, got to eat with the artists. What an amazing experience! Like they treated me like I was one of their people, and I thought it was just awesome. And I would do it again. And look how cool that is to be part of that, guys. And own Chicago Fabrications. And when this was going on, I was pretty proud to be part of these kind of big shows. And so hard work pays off. 15 years in business. What do you say, Kane? You happy to be part of Chicago Fab's team?
Oh yeah.
You're back now. I'm backstage here. And look, it's still out there. Smoke's rolling. Everyone's going. I was with Gotti. There's Valerie. I brought V with me. Look at all those people, guys. Tens of thousands of people. And I just couldn't get enough of it. I was just like, this is cool to be a part of. Kane sat this one out.
I don't think I was even employed by you at this point.
Yeah, you were. You just didn't see this project. That's how smooth I operated it.
Well, you kept talking about the purse.
Yeah, the purse. You didn't see it.
I never actually saw it.
Yeah, you didn't see it. That's how good I am with a lot of projects. You don't see them. That's how good they're managed, man. You know what I mean? I'm just walking around, just loving it, backstaging it up. What's up? Coming on, just walking in like, oh, hey, 10,000 people. Are you looking at me or the Flower of Love? Oh, it was cool, man. I was loving it. I truly was. It was a blast. All right, enough of that. We'll get moving on. Right, Kane? So there she is again. We made the Rolling Stones magazine. Well, she made the Rolling Stones magazine with this. And I guess we made it too because that was our project right there in Rolling Stones. Pretty cool. So we rolling from that one. We talked about this pink one. Looks kind of like that. And let's scan back through some more. Here's the pre-drawings. That one, we talked about that one for the shoot too. And here, let's live golf. Did you guys see the finish? Yeah, we went over the finish. We talked about the Indianapolis trip on that bar and that one. And more live golf, Live golf. Oh, let's talk about the Live Edge project. So this pour was difficult because it wasn't flat on the bottom. It was flat on one side. It was pretty cracked up wood, a lot of air bubbles, and it was 10 feet long. And then, you know, so I had to put extension on the mold and do the pour with and get no leaks. And we managed to make. Kane, talk to me about that. Talk to me, Kane.
So that project, first we had to measure out our. What kind of wood did we use for that?
That's a walnut, buddy. Let's talk about the wax on, wax off. Why do we use that wax, Kane?
So it didn't stick to the wood. The wood did not bind to the surface it was sitting on for an easy, you know, peel off, especially with all the epoxy.
And then what about that seam right there?
Well, that tape was a stupid idea.
Well, it closed that seam right there, bud. Otherwise, it would have leaked.
I thought Gorski said it was a stupid idea.
What's the stupid idea? It was the best idea. It's because I did about 15 of these guys.
It was the corners that were messing with us a little bit because they kept wrinkling.
Yeah. But it came out nice.
No, I mean, the finished product looks great.
Yeah. And then, and a pit stop in between that, guys, we did this. Check out this content I got in this silo when I was like laying in the silo, stuck in there. I was helping my buddy Joe build a silo. I was laying in the middle of it because they were working on the outside. I was trapped on the inside. So I made some cool content when I was in there. Pretty cool. And then here's like a silo video right here. It's like the whole process, me and the boys working. That's its finished product. Drop that piece in there, of course, dude. Oh, yeah, buddy. Follow me into the light. Putting those nuts and bolts and screws, echoing in there. Pretty cool, learning how to build a silo. Hanging out with the boys, my brother, and then we jacked the silo up here. Cool little shot there to get me out of there. And every layer we had to jack it up that far and so forth. What do you think about this build, Kane? What do you think about a silo build?
You know, being from Iowa, I appreciate the farmers and everything they do. You know, what was the silo being used for? Storing corn, beans, wheat?
That's a good question. I think they're just storing corn in it. But now we're back on the live edge, Kane. So this was me fucking this is just wet sanding for like hours and hours and hours and hours. Totally not cool. Totally not cool. And then we got the finished product right here. Well, it's not finished. I still got like 2 coats to go on it. Looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And then meanwhile that's going on, we got Colgate toothpaste. You know, Kane, you've been leading the build on this one, dude. What do you got to say about this one? Talk about the banners. Talk about who you got to work with on this one.
Stressful. Between not building the wall right the first time, made it all one piece, had to break that down, getting the measurements right for the banner, everything in between.
Talk about this today, you guys did. Who'd you work with? Design Co. Shout out Design Co. They do all our rapping.
Worked with the Design Co. Actually had to run down there this morning, double check a couple of things before they printed. And then I actually helped Mike himself wrap both of the projects, or he needed a little bit of help with the bin. That I'm not sure if you have any pictures of the bin. No, because that I picked up later.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't got much of them, no.
Always remember to sand before you vinyl.
Shout out to the boxers for helping us take this off. Talk about why we used a thicker banner to cover up those seams and why we didn't putty and paint that, but we painted everything else.
Well, the first choice of that banner was we had to find people local because we like to keep our money local around here, and someone who could get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Rush Printers were the people we were able to get a hold of that were able to do both of those things. And great communication. They were able to send me great blueprints out of what I was going to get cut. But, you know, after a couple weeks, well, I think it only took them about, at most, a week to get it to us. I want to say right around 5 days. But those 5 days, you know, you don't have that thing in front of you right after you spent $1,300. You don't know if it's going to align until you have it there, which we did figure out today. Everything lined up great. I know the acrylic shelves are going to line up nice on those black lines, but we just got to wait until the install to do all the final stuff. I know for a fact Well, I don't 100% know, but I think for the acrylic shelves bottom one, we're going to have to put in another chunk of 3/4 inch to screw into. But after that, we'll get it figured out. I think that's kind of our main issue with that. But beyond that, we got the science table we've been trying to figure out for about the last
There you go.
3 days.
Science table with spinning tops and everything built on a freaking radius. The
Oh,
freaking Erica designed some freaking drawings that I don't know how to freaking read. They tried to put those together. We won't even show you the
we
failed
spent
types.
3 days on those shitty. We wasted so much time
Oh,
and money
man,
on
did
those
we?
drawings. And then we decided to go with whatever previous knowledge we had. We built those nice round tables, and then we had my free cut of the kind of the measurements Erica gave us, and from there we're going to be able to build the frame that attaches to it.
Yeah, so that's that. And then what about these we added on that came through? Like, that's how they came through. So we gave the right size plate, but the bottom didn't need to be like as thick and heavy it is. But it is. It's done. Oh, we got to paint those white.
Well, the thing with those is that we didn't want them to be able to be tipped over since they were kind of on such a small height. So in order to combat that, you might as well go overkill. So we used 3/4 inch steel, welded it to, inch thick pipe, and then a 1/4 inch circle right on top of that, kind of looking like a lollipop. And that's about a 45-pound plate on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's like,
What about this job?
that job, hell no.
Man, we went back. This was a Nike wall reveal we had to work for the company out of, and we came to a pricing, and
It wasn't even the pricing, dude. It was that contract.
They wanted us to sign some crazy contract that if it was like a millimeter off, they didn't have to pay us. It was crazy, and we could have took a decent amount of money from these guys, and we walked away from it, didn't we, Kane?
It's liability that we don't want.
Yeah, they
It's-
wanted it to look like this right here. Then they
No.
beginning they wanted to
Bring
buy
it back.
the vending machine.
8 feet tall.
They thought it could for like $1,000. They're $6,000. They had us do the research. It was insane how this team out of LA was working.
8 feet tall, 10 feet wide.
Couldn't
The
believe
vending
it.
machine we had no recollection on. They had like a 11.5K budget out the beginning. They had no sense of what materials cost. I'm pretty sure it was their first time doing this stuff too. Like they overpaid some lawyer to get them a good contract, and they were convinced that it's what keeps them safe in the industry. We have done business for 15 years. I mean, we just did it with Live Golf and the Ideally brand. We
Yeah.
didn't sign one contract. Our contract
It's the invoice and the drawings. It's the drawings and the invoice. That's what our contract is. But man, that's I don't think I forgot any. I think we talked about at least 8 of them. We could go back. Is there anything that you think we're missing?
Probably not.
Could go back. We could talk. Oh, here's some cool pictures. You guys want to see my warehouse in Chicago? Some stuff I got to rent right here. There's Corporal. Little water leaks outside, but this is the other side. It's not as dirty as it is in these pictures. But yeah, this is my event center right here. Guys, it's all for sale. Take $2.5 million. If you got cash, that's cool too. We could work a deal. We got a pool table. We got a rock wall climbing. We got an event center. It is not licensed, but it is very close to being licensed. But the looks there. Got a loft up front, up top there. We stay. Me and Kane are heading here tomorrow to stay for a couple weeks and get these jobs done. We work right out here in the warehouse, right outside from there. So pretty cool. It's right in Chicago, right on Grand Ave. Well, that's where we operate in the city of Chicago. Chicago Fabs. It's our home there. What do you think about staying in Chicago there, Kane? You just recently seen it.
I mean, it's that bigger city you live in. I come from a small town that only has 2 gas pumps and a laundromat, and that's about it for anything you're going to do or see. So going to a big populated city and all the people and all the different culture, and it just a melting pot of a lot of things. Definitely
cool.
a little bit overwhelming in the beginning, but nothing, you can't get over.
Check out these that we built. This is before you came on. Built these LED stands.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Had Corporal there. This was a shop, my finish shop out of Chicago. I work with these guys, so these got finished in Chicago. This was just a couple months ago,
What do
too.
you use for them lights?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Well, that's where we're putting on the Chicago fabrication sign. Those blue ones. We got
Those are
two
just
extra
LED
sets.
strips?
Yeah, those are the LED strips going on the new Chicago fabrication sign. Those are pretty cool. Oh, oh, oh. Holy man, this one. You weren't here for this one, Kane. This was all the stainless steel. This was South Korea we did this job. I forgot all about it. This was real hard. This was at the McCormick Center. Yeah, it was real tough. That was a tough one. Here's some pictures of it. It's all done. The thing is, the problem with this build is everything was, you could see. So when they were sitting at the table, you could see up their skirt and stuff, so they weren't happy about that. This was built 4 inches too big to fit into the waist, so we had to do some customizing there. It didn't want to stick. Some of the glue let loose. It was a tough build there. And the disconnect with a third party, it was a third party marketing lady we were working with, these people out of Korea. So it was tough. But we've been doing it like out of Australia. The one before that, we had like 3 of them out of London. So I feel like the London people are a lot easier to work with, actually. And when there's, not to say it, but some males, we like to get shit done where women are more attached and they care about the feelings and the beauty and the small detail, and that's great. But sometimes you lose a lot of money in there and you get caught up on that. So you want to try to avoid that on some of these projects. What do you got to say about that, Kane? You're on your phone.
Sorry, I'm texting my father back, and you're in the middle of your little rant.
Well, you're on screen.
What?
Anyways, we're going to let the people go then.
Yeah. I think that's almost everything that I've been a part of for the last couple months.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, so we're going to cut Kane out of the picture. I'm going to let you guys go tonight. Like I said, I'm Tyler with Chicago Fabrications. We build the hard stuff. We build the booths. We're working all the time. And we just love, and we just want to let you guys know we bring all this business back to Standish, all this money, and it's a decent amount of money we're getting from overseas, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we bring this money back and we spend it with all of our vendors in Standish, the local Ace, the Sequins, and Derek Dillon Fabrications at Huron Fabrications. And then Justin Gorski we're working with, Design Company, Pioneer Precision, Ansel Design. Yeah, we're working with all those guys. So shout out Chicago Fabs. And look forward to seeing you guys soon. Call us if you need any projects.